All right, good afternoon. Hey, welcome back to the lawn. Had 4 straight days of rain here in northeast Georgia this past week, and I think I don't have a rain gauge, but looking at some of the online calculators, looks like 2 to 3 inches, maybe more. So the Bermuda is absolutely starting to grow. Honestly, it's probably overgrown. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. I'm not really doing any projects out in the yard per se, but kind of want to talk about what happens if you let your Bermuda get overgrown. So stick around. All right, so just take a look at the before. Front Bermuda is looking really darn good after all of that rain. Temperatures are really nice right now, but they are absolutely ideal for Bermuda. We're staying above 60 degrees at night and looking at like 80s during the day, so really an ideal situation for this Bermuda. It looks pretty bad though right now. You can see all the seed heads and stuff, but let's just kind of take a look out here and see how tall is this Bermuda right now. Not too bad. We're looking at 3 to 4 maybe inches of growth. It's not super thick yet, so let's talk about what to do if you let your Bermuda get overgrown. Alright, so it rained for 4 or 5 days and couldn't get out there and mow. Maybe your Bermuda was a little bit long before it started raining, so what do? Really, it's a simple answer. You just got to get out there and mow. But with that being said, a lot of different variables. So this is what I do when the Bermuda gets a little bit longer than I really like. So step one, I'm going to raise my deck height. So doesn't matter what kind of mower you got. If you go down too low, you're going to get a lot of clumping. You may get down into some of that dead brown looking stuff. We all know, Bermuda kind of grows like a tree trunk, so the longer it gets, the bigger that tree trunk part's going to be. So I'm going to raise up the deck height. So right now, today, I'm probably going to go about 2 or 2.5 inches. I'll just kind of experiment with it and see, honestly, how it goes. Step two, I'm going to use a side discharge. I know some people would reach for that bagger, but that's a good option if you've got the time and the space or something to do with those clippings. I don't have any pickup for my clippings here, so I just got to deal with them, put them in a mulch pile or discard them somewhere else. So I opt for the side discharge. I've also got a pretty good sized yard, so that actually has a big impact too. If you got a smaller yard, go ahead and just bag it up. That might be your best bet, but I'm going to use the side discharge chute on the Toro Timemaster. The third thing that I'm going to do is just double cut it if I need to. I'll come across that first pass in one direction. That side discharge is going to be throwing those clippings out on the lawn. If I see too many of those building up, then I'm going to come back in the opposite direction, and I'm going to just do a double cut and get those clippings mulched up as good as I can, and then just get right back on that regular mowing. So let's get the mow done, and I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. Alright, so just got the entire yard mowed. That took a few hours, so I'm going to show you what I did to the front. So the Bermuda was overgrown about 3 to 4 inches. It was very thick, so ended up starting at about 2.5 inches, but really wasn't low enough, so I dropped the Timemaster down to about 2 inches, and I did 2 passes. So I did one pass with the side discharge chute on just to get the turf knocked down, and then I came back and did another pass in the opposite direction in mulching mode. So that got most of the clippings mulched up pretty good, although there were some left in some of the thicker areas. So I just took my my Greenworks leaf blower, just blew those clippings around, and it looks really good. So one thing I will say though, don't let anybody tell you that you got to have a real mower to mow Bermuda grass. Let me show you how good of job a Toro timemaster can do.
Alright, so check out the front Bermuda lawn. I did do the whole entire yard, but I will say the Bermuda looks the best today. Check it out. I guess it's about 2 inches, maybe 1 3/4 inches. Not really sure, but alright, so we're looking pretty good in the front. That about does it for today. Hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend, and